Now I'd like this clay that I add in around his neck to be super squishy, so I've added some translucent liquid clay to this top of it, and I'm just going to kind of blend it in. And if I need to add more, I will, but I just want this to be super soft and malleable, so it's going to very easily fit in around the neck and to the little cracks and stuff that were left from adding that neck piece. So yeah, you can tell it's starting to get more taffy-like. So you can adjust the clay as you need to, make it softer just by adding translucent liquid Sculpey. Alright, so that's what we have to work with. It looks like my only casualty here is that I'm going to have to put some liquid Sculpey over the little ponytail because it got a crack in it. But that is easy to fix, and right now I'm just making a little snake out of that mix of clay and liquid clay. And so I'll be able to just kind of shove it on in there. Okay, and I'll get that all in place. I need to do it right in front of my face because it's gentle work, and then I'll show you how it turned out. But that's the idea. Okay, so this is kind of what I have, still in a rough state, but I want to make sure the neck's not going out too far. And then now I want to have a little ridge here. And so what I'm going to do is take my X-Acto knife and just kind of cut and go straight down. So cutting in and then pulling straight down. So it's kind of leaving this ridge. And I'll clean up with my brushes. Alright, just trying it on, see how he's doing. Looks pretty good from the side. But I need a little bit more clay on that neck to widen it out a little bit. Alright, in order to get this neck right, I'm just having to sculpt it right on him, and then I'll just slice it again when I'm going to take it off. But right now I've got most of the clay in, and I'm going to start using a brush and some smoothing gel so I can get it to smooth nicely and look good on him. Alright, there, that looks better. His neck was just looking a little bit short to me, so I kind of just raised it up a little bit, shoved in a little bit more clay, which means, yeah, when I pull the head off, there's going to be some work to do underneath there. But one thing at a time. And then I've just been taking my tool and just kind of scraping down the neck to kind of carve the shape that I want for the neck, and then I can just go back in and smooth out all those lines that I created. But it's important that you have that shape just how you want it. But there, that's looking better to me. Before it looked like his head was too small or his neck was too short or something, and now he's looking good. Alright, now I'm needing to go in, and I'm just feeling for where the hard bottom is. And just kind of cutting, but I don't want to cut through the hard clay, so I'm just kind of pressing in. Just like that, so I can break the seal between the unbaked clay and the baked clay. And then I'll just kind of pick up all these little extra pieces with my knife. Okay, so I'm going to have to make another little middle disc because this one ended up not being long enough, but that's fine. And so what I'm going to do now is just kind of bake this wet clay that I have around the edges of the neck. And so I'm going to this time use an embossing gun. When you use an embossing gun for heat setting, you just need to be really careful because it gets super hot and you could end up burning the clay. You also want to always have a fan or window, something so you've got good ventilation whenever you're heating clay outside of an oven. So here's how it goes with an embossing gun. Watch for the clay to turn matte. Okay, so that's about where we want it to be. You can see now that this clay is matte too, whereas the other side is still all shiny and wet. So that's pretty much what you do. Right now it's super hot. You noticed I had to move my fingers down because it was really getting hot on my fingers here. But it doesn't really matter so much how far away you are from the clay or how close. You just watch it closely, you know, just to make sure it doesn't start burning, because it will. It will discolor, it'll turn more yellow, it'll even turn black. I've done it and caught a little pinky before and had the pinky turn black. It was very scary and sad. But anyway, if you're careful, an embossing gun will work. And again, this is just to make it easier as you sculpt along. This is not completely baked. I still need to put this whole head in the oven and let it cure the full 30 minutes. But this is how I do it if I don't want that to keep getting squished. Since I still need to add the disc in the center, I don't want to have to worry about squishing these edges. Okay, so I moistened the inside of this again, and I put a little ball of clay in here, flattened it down, and now I'm going to add a little bit of Bacon Bond to the top of it, and then I'm going to place the head on it. And then, since there's a hole underneath here, if I need to, I can stick a toothpick or something up there to help pop it off. But I'm hoping it will just stick to my head pretty well. So I just stick the head on, and yes, perfect. So now it's got that little piece below that's going to be great for giving it the little divot so it has a space to turn. Now I can bake the head. Alright, so there he is. The head fits on pretty well. Now I want to bake the head completely, and then I'm going to be able to sand it a little bit at the bottom and make sure that it's going to twist like it needs to. Because right now it's just a little bit catchy. It's not going smoothly. But I need to bake it because the clay will expand then slightly anyway, and then I'll just sand it to how it needs to be. But he's looking good. Yay!